Yeah. I like to ease-atarian. Ease-atarian. That's kind of a relaxitarian has a better ring to it, but ease-atarian is more descriptive. Like in Rumi, he says, mystics are experts in laziness. They keep working the field and the harvest comes in, but they don't feel any effort in doing the plowing. So I want to start off with, I'm not sure which names you all know, which ones you don't, so for some it'll be new, some not. But there's a pair of names that are, there's the 99 beautiful names, and then there's more beautiful names. For instance, all the Muslim world every day says Subhanallah, Alhamdulillah, Allahu Akbar. Those are not part of the 99, but they're all beautiful names of God. But this is a pair, Ya Azali, Ya Abadi. And they're difficult to describe in words, but Azali, before time existed. So you can't say before, because a place where time doesn't exist isn't before, and it's not after, right? Out of, okay. But anyway, all of the descriptions are talking about what it's not compared to time. And Abadi refers to before space manifested, before, without space, beyond space, after space, none of those descriptions work. But if you contemplate simply, you'll see that in order to consolidate an image of a self, which is our chief issue, you need time and space. Without time and space, no self. No self. So it's quite delightful. And it's inconceivable because the conception tool is in time and space. But the essence, which is looking out, metaphorically, looking out through your eyes, listening through your ears, manifesting through our mouths, it's coming from a place that's Ya Azali, Ya Abadi. And not only that, but such a sweet kind of da-da-da, Ya Azali, Ya Abadi, Ya Azali. So selfless action, right? Which is so much our goal, to make an action without the thought of self. Okay, so you can take turns. You have to navigate for yourself. Which side do you lean on so that you can put pressure on the other side, or put attention to the other side? So if you lean on the ease side, the contentment side, then the shadow would be to become complacent. Everything's fine. And if you lean on the passion for the goal side, you might get heated up. So you have to find out where the balance is for you. Maybe you need more attention on action, on participating, on joining in. But without question, the enemy isn't a wish. The enemy is basing our happiness on the outcome of our wishes. We want a world where people have enough to eat, where they have a nice place to sleep, where they have good relations, where they're kind to each other, and where they're free from their own suffering. I mean, I had an email this morning from a young Marid, had the curse of being born with bipolar disease, and he's suffering. And he and I and you are all in the same world. And I'm sitting here thinking like, wow, life's a blast. And he's sitting there like, he's in the body like you and me, and a breath like you and me. So we want to free ourselves, and then we can be a rhythm, like a sympathetic vibration for the world. You know the physics law, sympathetic vibrations. If two strings, as example, are tuned to the same note, and you play one, the other goes off. Yeah. So, and it's very much what Arifa was speaking about yesterday, about attunement with the teacher, attunement with that which you wish to, be in concert with. So, someone asked me, on the ride here, well, what can we do for him? So, well, we could be hopeful. Provide. There's not lots of things, but he does his practices and so on. And those of you who suffer those kinds of issues, they're tough, very tough. So let's, for the moment, invoke freedom from time and space, or connecting with that part of our being which is time and space, beyond time and space. Okay. In the way we practice wazifa, we practice it aloud. Then we practice what's called fikr, meaning putting the wazifa, mentally repeating it and putting it on the rhythm of the breath. And then there's always a choice whether to bring it into the in-breath or the out-breath, which phrase. And they're very subjective choices. I'm certain you can't go wrong. No, I want to tell you that as we wrote the book, in the beginning it was Faisal and Bilal and myself, and we were talking about fikr and the fikr of the zikr. So Anayat's teaching very clear, you breathe out, as we just did, La Allah, and you breathe in El-Allahu. As you breathe out, you wash yourself of yourself, and as you breathe in, you affirm reality. And Bilal, who studied in Sudan and also in Saudi Arabia, he says, you're the fikr of the zikr, where you breathe in, La Allah, and you breathe out, El-Allah. My first thought is like, Bilal, that's wrong. The second thought is, wow, okay, let's do it that way, Okay. So, but with Azali and Abadi, beyond space, beyond time, I don't know, how would you call it? Which way would you call it?
Without a doubt.
Without a doubt. Which do you put on the in breath and which on the out breath?
Yes.
Exactly. So, I think I would breathe out, Ya Azali, and breathe in, Ya Abadi. Since breathing in is connected with manifesting. So you want to manifest with emptiness, but obviously we'll do homeopathic versions. Instead of going around all the beads, we'll do 33, so we can go through a number of different pairs. Okay? Ya Azali, Ya Abadi, 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 Ya Azali, Ya Ahmadi, 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 Ya Azali, Ya Ahmadi. So continue on the breath, either way. Amen. Very good. Questions? Vakil, my water bottles, silver. Oh, there you go. Thanks, Holly. Questions? None. Thank you, Holly. Thank you, sir. Yes, please. Yeah.
So in the middle of the practice, someone started snoring. And I looked over and the person beside them lovingly tapped them. I woke up and I just felt this scream of love for not outside of time and space, but inside time and space. And how so often the Rosanias, for me, we all to the same spot.
Yeah, we've had that same problem. Because I think this one covers it all. Like, what are we doing any others? All right.
Sometimes they're more accessible and different when it's like the door, it's more accessible.
You know, and sometimes I wear the same outfit every day, and And then that gets dirty, so I change it.
I think sometimes rope ladders that hang down into different rooms, and they all lead to the same place.
Yeah.
My access is different.
Yeah, but I think what Jelani was suggesting is they're all going from the same room to the same room, you know. I mean, or we've all had that experience, yeah. Hakika.
And people who do Zen just sit and breathe, and they go there too.
Absolutely, yeah.
So lots of ways to go to that
Yeah.
place.
And I'm sure that the Zen practitioner would say in their breath there would be so many rooms they visited on the way to the room. You know, one of the reasons we're afraid of letting go is because what will we be? I mean, I don't know about you, but I want to be around for whatever's going to happen. So then if I'm thinking, oh, my I is dependent on this form, well, then I'm going to be kind of concerned about death. And it reminded me of, I know many of you have seen this film Sunseed, but you may not remember that there was a beautiful saint in the movie named Sri Bhagwan, dressed in sadhu clothing, and Fred Amartat, the filmmaker, is interviewing him and says, what is death? Remember that in the movie? And he goes like this, he says, yes, death. When the mother takes the baby from this breast to this breast. That's death. Wow. So, yeah. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, so you may not have that direct experience, but you can get some confidence. Anayat says the same. He says, death it's a momentary experience. He says at the moment of death, the family's around, they're disappointed, the doctors have failed, but there you are. Interestingly, when he describes that, he says, and there you are, no longer wearing the clothing of a body. But he says what's remarkable and wise to learn is that in this realm, the will is very operative. Your ability to navigate and overcome your feelings and so on. But he says without that raincoat, that's been given back, the imagination is more operative. And so now you can understand why there's skillful means in learning how to navigate in your dreams. Because it's a little bit more fluid. Two things then, learning how to navigate in your dreams, and the other skill which I think is, there's two skills we want to talk about. One is building strength, so let's go there first, then we'll go to this other one, of making friends with what's arising. So I feel that all of us as mystics or love warriors, which is our term of the weekend for mysticism, should spend time every day building strength. So from the side of, naturally you can do physical, mental and so on, but from the side of view of recitation and invoking divine qualities, in the text, if you use this text, then you'll see there's a whole chapter where we've subjectively chosen those wazifas which we thought could go into a category of strength development. They all somehow meant God is strength in different forms, and we did 3 of them already: Ya Qadir, Ya Muqtadir, Ya Mateen, and also that the making of families. That was very subjective, and we really didn't know and still don't know if it ever has been done before. I don't know if there's some text in Arabic from Egypt or from, and that has discussed it. one thing too I found when I've been traveling around that people didn't know, so I just want to tell you that the 99 names are obviously not in alphabetical order. And so what happens when you want to look up, I know that sounds silly, but if you look at almost every other wazifa book and you want to look up Ya Qudus, you're looking through the let's see, Ya Qudus, where is it? I know it's here somewhere. So we made an index, and I don't know that if you all know that the very last pages of the book is an index in alphabetical order. So you could look up Ya Qudus, then you could go to that. Yeah. So just so you have that. Did you all know that? Yes. Okay, very good. Okay, so strength. There's two wazifas I like reciting for strength because they combine some of these qualities. We're looking at strength and empty of the ego driver. So the first one is Ya Qawi. Ya Qawi. Ya Qawi. It's combined, and it's combined often in the Quran this way. Ya Aziz. Ya Aziz. Ya Qawi. Ya Qawi. And when you recite them together, at least the way I learned it in Morocco, they put a U in between. Ya Qawiyu, Ya Aziz, Ya Qawiyu, Ya Aziz. In the Qadiriya, Bachisha, and the Qadiri lineage, and they do this one a couple thousand, everyone does it a couple thousand times every day. Ya Qawiyu, Ya Aziz, Ya Qawiyu, Ya Aziz. Qawi is described as an innate strength which arises before the thought of a self. So in that way, by calling it, it gives you great strength, but it disarms the commanding self, or the thought of I self. And it's so delightful to be powerful and not egoful, self-centered, powerful and selfless, which sometimes seems paradoxical, but it's not at all. In many ways, like the perfection of the Mars walk, selfless service, right? So we're invoking the innate strength of your inner being, of God, and deconstructing or disarming the thought of I. And it's combined with Aziz, and the root of Aziz is the eye of the baby eagle, which is to suggest preciousness. And so this is a strength which connects you with your true self-worth, or by reciting it, you connect with your real self, your true self, and so you get strength from that. And in that way, it's very, very useful for a remedy for low self-image that just a few of us might have, So, Ya Qawiyu, Ya Aziz. And when we do the fikr, I would suggest you breathe out Ya Qawi, and you breathe in Ya Aziz. Clear? Yeah, okay. Ya Qawiyu, Ya Aziz. Innate strength, and the strength which arises from your true self-worth. Actually, I remember now, Murshid used to say, he'd say to us, if you could see who each other were, you'd be bowing to each other so much you'd never get anything done.
So that's going to happen?
Absolutely. So, and then when he says, you all think you're something, he says, wait till you see your kids. He says, oh, and you think they'll be something? Wait till you see their kids. So that's happening, isn't it? Here we go. Ya Qawiyu, Ya Aziz, 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 Ya Qawiyu, Ya Aziz. Breathe out, Ya Qawi. Empty yourself of yourself and feel the innate strength of your essence. And breathe in and connect with your true self-worth, the treasury of being. Breathing out, Ya Qawi, breathing in, Ya Aziz. Keep invoking strength. Invoke strength and courage. Okay, Amin. Very good. Questions or comments? Let's do another pair. I think this combines a lot of the elements of the perfection of love warriorship. Ya Quddus,
Ya Qudus,
Ya Jami. Especially since we're at the Jami. Quddus in Hebrew, Kadosh, Kat means container, Shin means the divine light. So making a container for the divine. It's the same word, that Isaiah in his vision saw the angels reciting around the essence of being. They were reciting Kadosh, Kadosh, Kadosh. The two, sorry. The two main roots that we found that were very helpful for Kudus was, one was to go back to your original village. So invoking Kudus would take you back to your original village, which is a beautiful metaphor. The other very interesting was the gold maker that heats up the gold to burn off the impurities. So in that way it has an aspect of letting go of what you don't need, burning off the foolishness, the self-doubt, the loathing, and so on. And it's also in Quran paired with Ya Jamiat, which as you know, means to get together, to welcome everything to the party, and that's a very, very special skill. So there's several aspects to it. One of the mantras I've been pushing, I probably pushed it this summer when I was with you. I don't know if you still remember it. This is how it is right now. Remember it now? Okay, well, how does it go?
This is how it is right now.
So, you become skillful when something arises and you recognize it's creating tension in your being. You don't turn away from it, you turn toward it. You make friends with the demon, if you want that metaphor. But now you recite,
This is how it is right now.
Now, it's a subtle practice because the demon shows up in metaphorical language. Demon wants you to come on its journey. So that's not exactly what making friends with the demon means. Milarepa gave the example in his poetry. He was in his cave. This was in his later life. He'd already become a great yogi. The storyline is that he only ate nettles, and so he appeared as green. So that's why in Tibetan iconography, when you see a green man, in the tanka, it's usually Milarepa. And the chatty demons came to disturb him, and so he didn't say, "Go away, I'm meditating." He said, "It's so good to see you. Come on in. We can have tea together, and then we'll meditate together." Right. So having tea together means you want to have a dialogue with what's arising. Okay. What are you trying to accomplish? Where are you coming from? And so on. But let's meditate together is a metaphor of saying, come with me in my practice. You enter my rhythm. So if I think about Merchant Samuel Lewis, he did not want anyone to worship him. If you would say, "Oh, Merchant, you're so wonderful," he would do something kind of to throw you off. But he was, I don't want to say demanded, but he demanded that we got into his rhythm, not demanded, some other nicer word,
Insisted?
Encouraged. Encouraged. Insisted, encouraged, and compelled, yeah. Something around there, And it would be very much like if we wanted to study carpentry, and you would go, "You're such a wonderful carpenter. Oh, you're amazing." You wouldn't learn anything about carpentry. You'd learn about worship. But if you paid attention to the breath of the carpenter, which tool and so on. So the dialogue, let's have tea together, and then come into my practice. Get into the rhythm of devotion that I'm in. And so that way we don't have to reject anything in the world. And there's no doubt that we have to start gradually. And that's why we put up beautiful things, we make an altar. I mean, it's pretty clear if I asked you where's the altar of God, what you'd say.
Everywhere.
Everywhere, yeah. But we don't feel it. I mean, we know that, but we don't feel that. When we look at the TV and we're watching Donald Trump. No, come on. One authentic method might be to put him on your shrine. No.
Did you say we have to start translating?
Oh, yeah, I did. No, Tamam and I were...
Take him off your voodoo altar. On your shrine.
Tamam and I were visiting Ram Dass, because he was my first teacher, and so every time I go to Maui, we'd go visit him, and it was at the time George Bush was president, and he was on the shrine. His picture was on the shrine next to Maharaji, and Tamam's going like, what's the deal? And he goes, I had to put him up there.
He needs the energy.
He needs the energy. Well, I think that's true too. But I think Ram Dass put him up for his own transformation, so he could send him unfiltered. So it's to see that the whole world as sacred is a grand condition. We want to make it gradual. Gradual is good. Yeah.
In about 10 minutes, we should transition to having Evan come up here and having Kuan Yin do her thing too.
Oh my God! I just was leaving time for you, so I didn't realize. Okay, so I'll stop then. Yeah.
In 15 minutes or so.
No, we'll just do this and that's it.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Clear? And so which one would you put on the out breath? Kudus. And breathe in, Ya Jami. Okay? So that way with these three pairs, ones we've graduated out of being a thing, and we've become a no thing in no time, with no place, and then develop strength to be able to fight the battle of the warrior in everyday life. And now we're going back home to our village, purifying what we don't, letting go of what we don't need, with the paradox of taking everyone for the ride. Yeah. Making everyone feel welcome. Okay? Ya Qudus, Ya Jami. 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 Ya Kunduz, Ya Jami, 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 Ya Kunduz, Ya Jami. Breathe out, Ya Kunduz. Go back home. Purify. Breathe in, Ya Jami. Relax, let everything be present. Welcome what is. Okay, Amin, Amin. Clear? Any questions or comments? Yes.
So I also heard produce more on an internal plane, that part of us that are produce releasing the beliefs, the doubts, the fears that stop us from being that container of light. And Jami, the gathering of all of the divine attributes within ourselves. So it's more about on an internal level, as well as the external. And I just wondered if you thought of that as well.
I like what you said about Kunduz. I wouldn't want to limit Ya Jami to gathering all the sweet, that's like I was eating a snack yesterday, and with the nuts and the raisins and the little chocolates up there. It would be like I would have.
You said you took all the M&Ms.
Well, that's what I wanted to do.
Someone did. Someone.
I wanted to. I would admit to that, but I wasn't that accomplished. So if I just described Ya Jami by gathering all the 99 beautiful names, that'd be like taking all the M&Ms out. And what about the raisins and the nuts? They want to come for the ride. But a tool. These are tools. So a knife. If I think about what's the most important physical tool for human beings, it's got to be a knife. What do we, without knives, but it's also a murder weapon, So a tool can be used many different ways, and so often when we call these names, we think we're calling somebody outside of ourselves, just like when we calling Tara or Rama, Krishna. But these are all aspects of ourself too, so.
Or they
So,
won't work.
well, the thing is, they do. The lucky thing is, God's so kind. It all works to some degree, but kunduz. I mean, you can take guidance that this is what Isaiah experienced, the angels doing around the essence of everything. The angels going, Ya Kunduz, Ya Kunduz. So it does have a very sacred, and it means, when in our everyday language, the sacred. Just like when it went from Hebrew to the Mass, it became Sanctus, Sanctus, Sanctus. Holy, holy, holy. Yeah. We're in front of the holiest of things, so that is very internal.
And it's in the Lord's Prayer in Aramaic is Net Kaddish.
Net Kaddish, Net Kaddish. Yeah. Anything else?
I have a comment.
Yes.
My teacher once gave me this image that's been very useful to me about being friends with what shows up. It was the idea of whatever shows up, you can invite them to get into the car with you, but you don't let them drive.
Yeah, that's the same. Beautiful. Yeah, it's the same story where the young man wants to become the murid, of this beautiful merchant. He says, "I want to become your murid, but I don't think you're going to take me because I'm alcoholic." And the merchant says, "On one condition, I'll take you: that when you're with me, you don't drink." So he says, "Well, I don't feel like drinking when I'm with you." So they shake hands, and on his way home, he goes to the tavern because that's his habit, And he gets to the tavern, he orders a drink. He's about to have it. The merchant shows up. No, not at all. Like, now I don't feel like drinking. Yeah. Okay, very good. You have that. 1 second.
Hi. We're back. So I want to say one thing about the afternoon before we move on to the next thing, and that is this task of love warriorship is one of, as Shabda so beautifully illustrated with the Wazaif, it's one of developing strength. It's one of finding a balance within each of ourselves of ease and effort. And just like we've been talking about, the more we become overwhelmed or out of balance in terms of how we bring ease and effort into harmony, the less effective we are in our lives. And so that's a unique balance that each of us bring. But what's common to the experience of love warriorship is that we have to learn to navigate discomfort. And I think someone mentioned this on Thursday night, that so much of teaching and transformation comes through the experience of pain. We'd rather not be in pain. We'd rather not be uncomfortable. But if we stay in the safe confines of ease or what's known, then we don't become very effective love warriors.
The difference between ease and easy.
Right. It's like Shabda was saying about, being a relaxitarian doesn't mean being a lawn chair, right? A lawn chair dweller. It means using your ease and to, move forward in your life, being able to navigate difficulties with ease, bringing the ease of certainty to the experience of uncertainty or suffering. And so the metaphor, so we'll be looking at that boundary of discomfort this afternoon in the universal worship that we do. And also this evening we'll be mimicking that very experience through what Hazrat Inayat Khan used, the metaphor of sound. Bringing dissonance to consonance is an opportunity to stretch ourselves into the yearning for transformation. Dissonance can be an uncomfortable state when we are in a musical experience that is yearning for resolution. And so, just as we step into love warriorship to meet the challenges of our world, in the Zikr tonight we'll also be navigating those dissonances as an opportunity to feel the yearning to motivate ourselves to continue forward toward resolution. And so that is a theme that we're going to be building on throughout the afternoon and evening around the task of love warriorship. How do we bring it into practice? How do we navigate discomfort? And how do we use the metaphors of music and the experience of sound to facilitate that movement forward? But what we're going to do now is something different. I want to invite Evan to come up to share a little bit about his experience in Colombia and the resulting yearning that has resulted. So many of the opportunities that we have in our community to go to camps and to come to meetings like this, Jamiat, bring ourselves gathering together to share the love, harmony, and beauty that's so intrinsic to our path, give us opportunities. So we have a couple of sort of announcements about our upcoming camp experiences and the himma that exists in that.
Thanks, Arifa.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody. First off, I just wanted to share my gratitude for getting to come up here and for you to spend some of your time listening to me. It's really rad. So, on March 25th, myself and Bryn and Kyle, who was already there, we traveled to Colombia to join the 3rd International Sufi Youth Gathering. And, we found out it wasn't just a youth gathering because there were people from all generations, from tiny little children to elders who carried potent wisdom. And that intergenerational aspect was so beautiful. And we're seeing that reflected here, right now. I'm pretty white, and I don't speak a lot of Spanish. And so one of the big fears that came up for me was like, oh man, am I going to have anything to offer? How's this going to go? And one night I was sitting with some people, and I had this yearning to connect, right? So curious and ready. And they invited me into their circle and treated me like family. And it was so inspiring. We stayed up many nights and had long conversations about what's going on here and what's going on there and why does it appear so different. And, of course we reached a place where we find out we're not so different. It looks that way, but really we're not so different. And for me, thank God I had my friends Fatima and Sophia to help translate and help me communicate. And now I understand a little bit more Spanish. But I was so impacted by the generosity and the kindness and the welcoming that our friends down south are just about. That's how they live. That's what they do. And at one point in the conversation, one of my friends said, we had a lot of judgments when you were coming down here. We felt, kind of guarded and wondering. But now I see that those are no good. And you came all the way here, to meet with us and to be with us. And I'd like to introduce couple of these people.
Start with Tanya.
Yeah, start with Tanya. You know, this is Tanya, and she's 31. She's a mother of 2, and a very bright, musical, joyous, wise member of the community down there. And for Tanya, it hasn't been easy. You know, this wasn't something that her parents did, that was granted. You know, she found this through struggling. She deeply thirsted for peace and made her new home in the dance community down there. And 2 years ago...
Which one you at the wedding?
Yeah. 2 years ago, after being together for 5 years, her and her partner, David, who's also a great musician. This guy is 24, and he has the voice of a 40-year-old. You hear him sing, and you go, what? You know? So 2 years ago, they asked Darvesha for a blessing for 5 years of marriage, and Darvesha set up a wedding for them. And our own beloved community members, Perry and Richard, were there. Shabda was there. He married them. And Tanya told me that someone from the community gave her a dress, and Darvesha rented a white horse for them to ride in on. And she said, so funny, she said she didn't know that I would really hate horses, but, you know, why not? You know? So hearing that story and hearing how the community rallied around these 2 people who felt the call and got the juice was so beautiful. And for me, it reflected my own journey down there. A couple members of the Portland community put together funds and paid for some of my ticket. My teacher, Bodhi B, and his wife, Layla, and Basira Beardsworth, who's our secretary for the Ruhaniat, also put up money, and I wouldn't have been able to make it there without them saying, you know what, here's some money, go for it. And it's like, am I your patron now? Like, wow, you know, and it's really, no, it's a gift. We want you to go. We're so excited you're going. And to have family members who love me conditionally, you know, if you're a good boy, you know, good student, then we'll love you. But that was just unconditional. And so meeting with our family down there, and, you know, Tanya said to me, you know, America is one landmass. The United States of America, that's not America. America is not North America and South America. America is one continent. And we're remembering that we're one people. And it's not me saying this. This is not me preaching. This is what she said to me. And it was so affecting. You know, because I felt family. And I felt filled with like a deep need to continue that reconnection. And to come out of this amnesia where we think different, separate. And so, you know, I want these people to come up to America. She also told me a long story about...
To North America,
I want to bring them right here. I want to bring them to Portland, Oregon, and then bring them to Mendocino Sufi Camp so that they can share with my community what they shared with me, and so that that can be passed and freely given, because that's what it is. It's freedom. You can't contain it. And right now, I don't know if some of you pay attention to the political climate or it's just too much, but what's happening with immigration, her story just made me shake, brought me to tears. They tried to come through Mexico, and it was literally impossible. And so, yeah, literally impossible. They were asking them for records that by our standard we have, but by the way of life down there, people don't keep bank records. People don't keep job history of 10 plus years. He's 24. You know, so
Get to your ask.
What's up?
Get to your ask. People are ready.
Yeah, so, in the spirit of swimming against the stream of what mainstream is doing to immigration and what it's doing to our people and our continent, in our world, I'm asking for your donations. I'm asking you to give our friends money so that they can get here and be here and share with us what they shared with me, which is love, harmony, and beauty, music, friendship, wisdom, peace, joy, these things. And I believe in this so much that I want to go first, and, I got 33 on it. So... Yeah, so this is a way, this is a direct line.
You want to do that right now? Just see what we can get right now?
Do you have a notepad?
I know, but
Yeah, come on, write it.
Well, you got your iPad, huh?
100.